In a quiet village by the riverside lived a young woman named Ada. To anyone who saw her walking through the village, she looked ordinary. She fetched water from the stream. She swept her compound, and she wore a small, polite smile on her face, the kind of smile that kept people from asking too many questions. But the truth was, Ada was living with wounds that could not be seen. When she was a child, her home had been a place of fear. Her father's anger was the only thing that filled the walls. His words were sharp, his hands even sharper. Her mother lived in quiet sadness, and Ada learned early how to make herself small and invisible. And though the bruises on her skin faded with time, the bruises on her heart never healed. Growing up with silent pain, as Ada grew, she became very good at hiding her feelings. She wore her silence like a cloak and her smile like a shield. She trusted no one, not even herself. And when her mother passed away, the last bit of comfort in her life vanished. The emptiness inside her grew so large that even the world around her seemed far away. She spent her days walking through the village without speaking to anyone, and her nights lying awake, her heart heavy with memories she could not forget. Meeting Chitty one quiet afternoon, while Ada was sitting alone by the river, a young man named Chitty came to fetch water. Chitty had returned to the village after years of working in the city. His face was kind, his voice soft, and his smile reached his eyes. Unlike others, Chitty did not try to fill the silence with questions or jokes. He simply sat near Ada, quietly filling his water jar, letting the peaceful sound of the river speak for them both. For many days, Chitty continued to visit the river at the same hour, always offering a quiet presence and a small, sincere smile. And slowly, Ada found herself waiting for him. The first conversation, one evening, just as the sun was setting, Chitty sat beside her and asked softly, "You always sit here alone. Doesn't the silence get heavy?" For the first time, Ada answered honestly, "Sometimes it's the only thing that doesn't hurt." That small conversation was the beginning of something new. Trusting again, over the weeks, Chitty and Ada's conversations grew longer. She found herself telling him little things, about her favorite food, about her mother's old stories, about her fears and her hopes. Things she had never said out loud before. And one day, her truth slipped out, as soft as the evening breeze. "My father broke more than my bones. He broke the part of me that believed in love." Chitty didn't rush to speak. He simply sat there, listening. "Some things break," finally said, "but that doesn't mean they cannot be rebuilt." It was the first time Ada believed that her pain did not have to be the end of a story. The journey to healing. With Chitty's gentle encouragement, Ada began to share her story with others, starting with an old woman named Mama Neka, who had always been known for her wisdom. Mama Neka listened carefully and then told her, "You've carried your pain alone for too long. Pain is heavy, but it becomes lighter when shared." Ada realized that healing wasn't about pretending the past had never happened. It was about allowing herself to feel it and then choosing to move forward, one small step at a time. The power of love. Chitty never tried to fix her, and that made all the difference. He stood beside her on the good days and sat quietly by her side on the hard ones. Slowly, Ada's heart learned how to trust again, not only in others but in herself. One clear night, under a sky full of stars, Chitty held her hand for the first time. "You are not broken, Ada. You are healing, and I'll be here for every step of it." Her heart, which had once felt so cold and distant, warmed with something she thought she would never feel again: hope. Forgiveness. A few months later, Ada stood by her mother's grave, Chitty quietly beside her, and in the stillness of that moment, she spoke words that had waited years to be said. "I forgive you, Mama, for the things you couldn't change. I forgive my father for the pain he gave me, and I forgive myself for carrying it for so long." Tears ran down her face, but her chest no longer felt tight. The world around her seemed new, as if the sun was rising for the first time. A new beginning. Time passed, and Ada learned that healing did not mean forgetting. It meant allowing the past to stay where it belonged, behind her while she walked forward. She and Chitty built a life rooted in patience, kindness, and understanding. Their love was not perfect, but it was real, and that was enough. And Ada Ora spent her days helping others in the village who were carrying silent pain, reminding them that even the deepest wounds can heal, and that no one should walk through pain alone. Closing words. This is the story of Ada Ora, a girl whose spirit was once shattered, but who learned that broken things can still be beautiful, and that love, both for yourself and from others, can turn even the darkest pain into light. Her story is a reminder. You are not your past. You are the strength that survived it. And when hearts are open, healing will always find its way. Final charity message for narration Happy Smiley. Around the world, too many people carry silent wounds from trauma. You are not alone. Speak your story. Listen to others. Support mental health and trauma recovery initiatives, and help someone rediscover hope.